Welcome to Shays Spiritual Insights. This is a summer get together we talked about almost 6 months ago. So glad everyone is here. Wow, and Heather and Ivy, we're thinking, weren't sure, because we know things can come up, and Nicole and Franny, this is wonderful. Lisa may join in, and she's not the mythological creature. She does really exist. Debra is here to join us. So I have some opening comments, and then I want Debra to have some if she will, and she's to talk. And I'm kind of inviting. I'm in trouble now. So I don't recall if we talked about it before. Debra brought it to my attention because she's been following the monks and just doing all kinds of other things that she always does. But this is the year of the fire horse, and man, stuff is happening. It means things are moving, and I'll have Debra talk about that. And so why we have to leave at 8, and I want to talk about it a little bit in spiritual context. We've had a message that it's time for us to leave, not leave Montana, but leave this home, our spiritual oasis that we call it. And it looks like that may be happening fairly soon. So we have to find out. I don't want to get into all the business aspect of it, but that certainly is happening, and we have just been having the energies of every time I say I can't believe they can go any higher, and yet they're going higher. It's clearing away the old baggages, all the stuff that is no longer serving us. The universe and our higher guidance is clearing it away, and the new connections are being made. And if we can flow with it, it goes a lot smoother. If we find ourselves, and sometimes we do it inadvertently, holding on to things, that we find ourselves, that ride becomes that transition that is part of our life path becomes a little rougher. So I'm seeing this with so many people on the spiritual path, and I call it, because all of you are on the committed spiritual path, and that means it's part of the heartfelt path of your life. It can be really even more intense than it is just for the average person. But this is happening planet-wide. And you can see it happening out there in the world. A lot of the world isn't ready for this, and you're seeing the social implications of it. And I want to bring that into this meeting, but just know that that's why a lot of it's kind of a rough ride for them. And I want Debra, because she always says it so eloquently, talk a little bit about the fire horse. I don't mean to shotgun you here on the info, but you always seem to have clarity about what that means.
I usually read it off a piece of paper. The fire horse is it's a great change, a year of change. It's opportunities to really redefine who we are and to let go of the old ways of being. And it's fast and furious. It's more, energies are coming in so rapidly, and it's a higher energy, and it's fast.
Intense.
It's intense. And those that are fighting the energies are going to miss opportunities for their spiritual growth. It's really important when you're being prodded, guided, feel like you're being moved, to flow with it and to let it happen. We're selling our house, and it feels like it's being pulled out from underneath us, because it's like, okay, it's time to go. And part of us is like, we want to stay, but the other part, the spiritual part, our spiritual heart knows that it's time for a change for us, and to let go of this wonderful place we've been in, but a new place is ready for us. And that's the same for all of us.
Yes.
Things in your life that, if you're being prodded or guided to let go of, let it go.
Whatever it is,
whatever it is, if it's a job, if it's a place you're at, ways of being, how you think about things, people that you associate with, all of that, just let it, if you're being guided somehow to let that go, then let it go, and know that the highest good is going to come in. Today we get an offer on the house, and we just had the house for one day on the internet, and I'm crying. And it's like, I know I'm supposed to let it go, but part of me is mourning it and letting it go, because it's part of who I've been for the last 18 years. But now it's an opportunity to be somebody different, to allow
Your
what the
true self.
divine has for us to come in
Yeah.
so that we can truly be who we are spiritually and to express who we are now. The house represents what we were then. Now we're going to be expressing who we are now. And it's going to be a different place, a different way of being. So we're excited about that.
It is. And it comes every 60 years, 62. I think it was every 60 or so. This fire horse.
Yeah, every 60 years. Yeah. And it's a big year. And so um I don't know if you've been feeling it, but the energies are moving fast.
So
So anyway,
Well, and there's no wrongness in the grieving for the house that's leaving, correct?
no,
there's
it's
none.
natural. It's
That's
not.
that's a natural part of letting go.
Yes.
And that's
Because my house is going to be destroyed and they're going to rebuild it.
yep.
So there is a letting go.
That's right. We're letting go of attachment, and know that something new is going to come in. That's going to be that's going to better fit you, who you are spiritually,
Your true self and what you're ready to move into. And remember, we talked about it was going to accelerate and then plateau. And I think we talked about that either in the last one or the one before, back in January, February. But in any case, that's what my guides and the divine Father was showing me, that we're hitting this period where it's really important that we flow with these things and really anchor it, because as we do that, then all the light workers around the world that do that, it's going to bring in, you have rings of change. You change that happens to us. And then there's another ring, which our family, then our friends, and then the community, and there's someone else in the spiritual realm that talks about it. And then let's just say the world. These rings, as we grow spiritually, they spread out. And what's happening now is it's gonna, as we're getting anchored, and all the light workers are getting anchored, and those that are really the way showers, which I believe this group is. We are all the spiritually committed people. A lot of people call it the advanced spiritual path, but I believe whatever path we're on, his spirit is advanced. But people are the committed spiritual path. That is their heartfelt path. That's the path of the heart. And that's what I believe everyone here is. And that's a kind of a special commitment that when we anchor ourselves and the divine guides us and we do it, it has amplification power that really goes out into the world, into the universe. And so it's really important that we anchor ourselves out there, so that as that happens, then it's going to move into the world. And this is the times that we've been reading about for years. Edgar Casey talked about it. We're in it. And so it's really important. And I know it's happening with everyone. My higher guidance, my master guide, Obadiah, and the Father and others have told me this is the times we're in. And they told me, they said, when you're going through it, you're going to say, your low, I'm going to imply, my low self may find this very challenging, but what does it they say? The only way around it is through it. And that's where we all are. We have to flow with this, and it's a gift. It may not seem like it, just like the Israelis were in Egypt for 400 years. That didn't seem like a gift, but in the end, it allowed them to, and we're not going to wait for 400 years. We're going to go through this much quicker. But on the other side of it, it allowed them to get the promised land, and hence Israel. And the people of God and of the Judean homeland. So with that said, since we have to finish by 8, let's get started. And I'm just going to go around the screen, and you can address it to, if you have a question for me or for Deborah, please, or we can both answer, whoever you want. Ivy, would you like to have anything to share, or any questions you may have that we can talk about?
So for me, I'm still recovering from rotator cuff surgery, and it's at this point in time, my healing is like daily, exponentially better each day. I haven't realized earlier I didn't even take anything for pain today. So excellent. Meanwhile, I like this going with the flow and the changes. I have a person in my home that is not mentally well. And I've come to the conclusion that I am incapable of being that one that can help. Gel isn't going to be an option for this person. They need help. So I'm starting to reach out to different organizations to see what steps I need to take to try to get this person into a facility of some sort. And it's not going to be voluntarily, of course. So, uh, but the minute that I made that decision and made one call today, which I haven't received a call back, I just feel totally balanced. Like, yes, this is what the path that's supposed to happen. Do you have any insights on this?
I do, as a matter of fact. And Deborah, please, I'm moving the microphone if you're wondering what I'm doing, so Deborah and I can share. Okay, there it is. That was the right decision, is the right decision. This person is at a point where they're actually the low self, and because of all the stuff that they carry that affects their psychological disposition. And I'm going to leave it at that because there's a lot of factors, and you know what those factors are, and I don't want to bring that energy in. Just I can clearly talk about it. Whew. It's the right decision because they have to be put into a place where other approaches and energies can be brought in to help this person move in the direction they want to go, and they will likely resist it, but the organizations that you're talking about are set up to help it, and in the long run, it's going to give this individual the opportunity to really move through it. But it looks to me, and sometimes it all of a sudden, my friend Kay used to say, this could take many years, or if they just flip all of a sudden out of the blue, it could happen within a short period of time. But right now, the attitude and the direction they're heading on their life path is the rougher road. And it looks like it's going to take a while, but it looks like your decision is moving them to the right organization. And it may, I won't get into that. It may end up moving into other options that later on, once she's in, this individual's into that place. But it is the right move. And they are applying your high self, and it's a challenge. And this is one of the, I'm going to keep it short. I won't say a test. This was an opportunity for from your higher self and guidance to allow you to recognize that you've done what you can, and to you gave it to a higher power. You asked for that, it looks like, and this is the guidance they're giving. Deborah?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay. So that I would say it's the right move, and it's one of these lessons. I'm going to call it a lesson, a learning, that in other lifetimes and in earlier, maybe in this one too, there's different situations have shown up, but it's the same kind of a decision, and you weren't able to do it. You kept trying to hold on to it. This is one of the highest things, is to recognize where our limitations, what God has given us to do, and to recognize, okay, we've done it. This is all we can do, and now it has to be handed off to someone else. And basically, we're giving it to God, giving it to divine, to higher power, to allow it to go further. And I'm going to say this, my interpretation of the energies, because although they're being muted, they're very pleased with you that you're doing it, and you're still in the process of doing it, is they're applauding you, spiritually applauding you. I want to call it that. Those are my words.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So that's it. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, good job, and keep it up. And just know, you already know that it's going to be there's going to be some challenges, but it is the right thing. And don't let yourself be dissuaded. That's from them and from me as well. So.
Thank you.
All right. I like to differentiate when they say something. I don't want to put words in your guide's mouth. I want to say, this is my interpretation of it, or this is my words. But clearly, they're pleased, and they're watching you continue this. And this is just, I can't say more than that, but this is a wonderful thing that you're doing. And they know it's a challenging road. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Blessings to you.
Oh, thank you very much for that.
Yes.
I'll need it.
Yes. Well, sending light.
Thank
All
you.
right. Wow. Well, thank you. That was wonderful to hear that, and just people, as we meet our challenges, it's always a great thing. Now, the next person on my screen, I don't know how it looks on yours, but is Nicole. So Nicole, please share anything you have and any questions you may have for Debra or myself or both.
Well, I probably have a whole bunch. So, some of you may know I've been dealing with kind of a health issue. Last Friday was a rough day. One, it would have been my sister's 46th birthday, but she's no longer with us.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been my 6th wedding anniversary, but that is no longer there either.
Mm-hmm.
It was my final day with the company I helped build for 18 years, and I was forcibly removed. It was not something that was, it was kind of one of those I needed to, but you know me and change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. And I kind of go kicking and screaming. So I think it was for the best that my position was, how did he put it? Being dissolved.
Okay.
So I am now looking for new work. But I've been unhappy with that job for a while now. So it was a good thing, but it's still rough. And then on top of it all, I got kidney infection and kidney stones and a sinus infection. And it all hit Friday.
And hey, you're more because I've already got some information coming in on that.
Okay.
Okay. Illnesses, and again, we're confined to some time tonight. I don't like doing that, but we have to.
No, that's understandable.
But illnesses energetically tied to the organs and the nature of it, that, and kidney is cleansing. Okay. And you are getting them that correspond. And with women, it always manifests more to the physical than men. As a general rule, that's not 100% true. But energetic things, spiritual events, tend to manifest in a female's world than males, because female is the archetype of the universe and creation. Whenever the top god or goddess is a female, her body is the world or the universe. Her body is creation. And for example, the Holy Spirit, as we talked about before, is female. There's a male aspect to it, but it is female. So with that, and it's a convergence, and it's a recognition of letting, like we're doing, what's happening with lots of us, letting go of the old, the marriage, the job. And I'm seeing a whole bunch of different opportunities coming up, and they're energetically, you're just beginning to connect with them. So I can't talk to what way it's going to go. I think, like water naturally finds its level. You'll be guided to say, hey, this looks good. And then you find out, oh, something else is better. And then you find out the initial thing wasn't exactly what you thought it was, whatever. You're going to meander through a bit of that, it looks like, for a while. It's coming up, just starting. So keep your thumb on the pulse. But this is the fire horse for you. Letting go of the rest of the old connections so the new connections have space to come in, and you can start doing your higher path, which has been awaiting you. That's the short version.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
Yep.
That I knew that I had to release this so I could have the new, so something bigger and better that I've known in the back of my head for a long time is coming. And like I said, it's just, kicking and screaming because the monkey mind wants to hang on and control.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's one of the things that they're saying, that, that your guidance, your high self is saying, let go, and keep that as a constant, connect with your spiritual path, and let the other thing go. Just be aware of it, and that'll help it facilitate it.
I actually did have a job interview, and it was the online, and then I went for the in-person interview, and I did not get it. Now, this probably worked out the best because I would have been starting work really sick and ill, and that wouldn't have been a good way to start a new position anyway. So, it looked like it would have been a great thing, but looking at it now, probably wasn't exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's what's waiting, and that was the one I say. It's not a warning; it's a be aware of that, as you said, you're already aware of it, that your monkey mind, your low self is going to want to hold on to it. And they're going to be coming, and it may not happen at the speed you want, but just keep it open, and the rivers of opportunity, the rivers of the different paths of energy are coming in and will continue to grow.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you for sharing. Wow. And I'm sorry that it's kind of sorrowful going through it, but at the same time, the very things that make us sorrowful as we let go open the opportunity for the new things to move in.
It's just the financial issue, trying to make
Yes.
sure I can and make my bills so I
Yes.
can stay where I'm at, because I really love my apartment. I love where I'm at, and I don't feel the need, the push to move. I've finally found peace and tranquility, and I want to keep that for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, and I just think you'll become aware as time goes on what the paths are, and it may be that you go from one thing, or you have multiple things happen, kind of like to bring in some income, and put your toes in the water, and then and go from there. But I can't talk definitively about it because it's just not. It hasn't crystallized yet because it's not into your consciousness yet for that to happen.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you. Deborah, anything?
Nope.
All right, Paula, she's the next person on the screen, and people are moving around because that always happens. What do you have to share? Any thoughts or questions?
Well, thank you so much for everyone being here. I see Pat made it. Hopefully John is there too, and Christopher. So I don't really have a lot for myself. I've noticed with the fire horse the huge change in the energetics.
Yes.
Last year was a year of completion, a 9-year. This being a 10-year or 1 year is that brand new beginning, and it's exciting to hear everybody's new beginnings. I heard something today from Cryon. It was funny because it just popped up, and it was talking about how tired everyone is. Oh, energetically just tired.
Mm-hmm.
And the question came forward, and Cryon answered it. And I don't know much about Cryon, but the answer was, we are changing our DNA, which is something we've all felt was part of this great awakening. And the reminder was, go with the flow, be in the moment. If you're resting, rest and enjoy it. Don't fight it. And for people who were doers, that feeling like, oh, I can power through this. I guess the message I got was, it's time that we all learn to relax a little bit more and not worry about getting things done and letting our bodies make this huge transition. So if there's any information about that, if it's accurate or not, would be lovely. But other than that, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for sharing. And yes, it's accurate. And in short, and I think most of us know this, but it's worth stating, our frequency is raising, as we're moving in more higher connection to our light body, the frequency of our physical body, the matter itself, is raising. You know, the itchies we have during meditation, when we have our monthly meditation, or for those who are listening to it on the web or on YouTube, whichever you listen to it on. And it's changing our DNA. It can do a structural change, but it can also, a lot of it is raising the frequency of all the different elements of the DNA. And that is huge. And that makes us a higher connection with our light body. And yeah, we're to flow with it because there's nothing we can do to speed that up. It's going to happen at its own pace. That's the divine, that's the higher guidance, that's the universe bringing this into fruition. And again, it has to do with our staying on our committed spiritual path and anchoring ourselves at this highest level that we can right now, so that it can ripple out along with all the other light workers, so it can ripple out. So yes, that is definitely, and you've been so in tune for I'd say for quite some time. And I would say, I'm just going to echo what you said. Yes, flow with it. And when it's time to do something, they'll let you know.
Well, and the other thing I've really noticed, and it'll be fun if anyone else says it, I've noticed the colors are so much, have a different hue. The animals, the birds, everything is in such a beautiful transition, and communication is so much easier between the elements. It seems like it just talking to the trees and the animals seems to be very easy of late. So I'm just hoping everybody's enjoying that opportunity. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And just as the colors, and I don't want to get into it a lot of detail because we could talk about at length about it. In the higher etheric realms, there's far more colors than there are here. But you're going to see it because you anchor into your light body and in your frequencies. You're going to process through your third eye. A lot of the energies are going to process through your visual cortex, and you may find yourself seeing colors that aren't really here on Earth. They're coming in from the higher realms. You're going to actually see some of those, and it'll look like you're physically seeing them, but you're actually processing it from your third eye through your visual cortex. So.
Well, that gave me shivers.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Well,
why I
thank you.
mentioned it, because they said that that's what's happening with you.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, I don't like the. Well, I'm repeating myself, but I don't like being on a time clock. But we are so a little bit. But this is flowing so nicely, and I love hearing all this. Where do we go next, Franny? How are you? And just we have an 8 o'clock deadline. I think I mentioned it. I think you heard that because we have some other stuff coming up. So we want to hear what everybody has to say, but we also need to keep it, more pithy than we normally do, which is kind of a non-spiritual thing. But here we are. So what do you have?
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. I'm really excited to be here and to see everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like right now I feel really grounded and centered, but over the last few weeks or so, I definitely feel like um, I've got some stuff at my growing edge, and it's stuff that is ready to be let go of.
Mhm.
And so I was able to name some of that as guilt. Like after 12 years of Catholic school and lots of indoctrination,
Sure.
you can feel guilty about everything, right? And I've
Mhm.
done a lot of work around that, but still, in the silence, I'm hearing that I need to shed some stuff related to that. A bigger piece is that, oh, geez, I really get tumbled around grief. And a few weeks ago, there was a teen suicide in one of our little communities, not right here in Eureka, but the
Mhm.
outlying area.
Mhm.
And I wasn't on the front line with that, but I helped organize a grief outreach for people that were on the front line, that were either friends or teachers, or knew the girl, were grieving, that kind of thing. And as a result of that, just even getting ready for the session that we did, and we involved the churches. So there were several pastors there. Just getting ready for that, I was really, really amped up. I don't know why. I don't know the girl. I don't know her family. And it really tumbled me. It really tumbled me for a couple of weeks. And then it almost as quickly now it has left. And there's a piece that's unfinished. Like I will be meeting with somebody that says they have information to share about the girl or the family situation or something, and they want a confidential place, I guess, to share it. So I'm nervous about that. And I don't even, it's like, there's some fear. And I'm like, what am I afraid of? Um, there is some ugliness in the family background. So it's possible that I'm just like, I don't want to get close to that. But my question is, I feel like I've struggled with grief a lot over the last several years, and certainly since last December. Oh my goodness, every time I turn around, I was losing somebody that I really cared for. And now this one, I'm just curious if you have some insight or something you can say that would help me understand, what do I need to learn about this so that I'm not so affected by it.
Well, my short answer is going to be is that you're in a strata of stuff coming up, and I'm going to call it a strata. It's all kinds of different guilt, grief, a few other things that tie in. They're all kind of interlinked. Because one event or emotions, as you know, are interlinked with other emotions and events and that sort of thing. And some of it has to do with the dark place of the other things, but that ties to the reasons why of grief. And part of this is that you're, how am I going to say, how do I say this? Processing out older modalities of energetically and emotionally processing grief and how you deal with it and bringing in the higher ones. And you're in the middle of it right now. There's all you can do is flow with it and keep your higher guidance in and be aware that it's there. That's your guides have just said they're the word isn't pleased. They are, but I'm going to use the word please. I don't have a better word I'm energetically getting their meaning, but that's the best word I can come up with. That you're energetically and intuitively connecting with it, acknowledging it, letting yourself have, let it come up, and then you're also allowing yourself to let it go. You're in the process of the strata of letting it go. And so because you're in the middle of it, things are going to remain fuzzy as you're doing this and even into that session. But just knowing that this is why it's happening is because you're letting go of the old I'm going to call it modalities and means of processing energetically and spiritually and intuitively at the different bodies, and moving into the higher connection of your high self. And it's happening gradually and at the speed and in different areas. This area gets done, and as this one clears, that was connected to this one. So now this other area over here that could be grief and something else, then all of a sudden becomes the energetic field. So it feels like all this stuff's happening, but it's all interrelated and it's part of this. I'm going to call it strata and old patterns of processing it out, and it's happening, believe it or not, at an accelerated pace.
Yeah.
So that's the best I can answer it at this point, because you're in it. You just keep your higher connection, which you are doing, keep that going and flow with it as best you can. Because it is on you're doing, and it's part of it is happening because as you move into the time when you're going to be into retirement, that's going to be a new spiritual era for you. You're going to move in. We talked about it before, and you have new things in there waiting for those. And for those things to happen, this stuff has to go. And that's they want me to stop talking. So I'm going to stop talking now, because I tend to blab thereafter, and then I get in trouble with the guide. So I'm going to leave it at that. Yes, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to leave it at that. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Wow. Okay. Wow, haven't seen for a while. Heather, hello. Anything to share? And what you have going, and we'll love to hear. I was remember you'd want to say something.
Have to unmute. All right, there we go. Well, I broke up with Joseph, and after that happened, found out that I'm going to get a new house. They're going to build me a new house.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to destroy the old one. So there's been a lot of letting go of things that aren't serving me and bringing something in that's better. But I do feel like I've been grieving a lot. And I'm wondering and having a little bit of a difficult time tapping into joy. And I'm wondering if there's anything out there, a message short, that could assist me as I process moving through this next stage.
Boy, there's a whole bunch there, and we could talk, and maybe we will at some, a later day. We can have an phone call or something. But in short, you're letting go of patterns from other lifetimes and earlier in this lifetime, and your previous, when you were married before, and the patterns associated with that. And you've got your spiritual connection, and you've kind of that, and it's not never ever gone away, but you've been doing other things in your life. You've been focusing on other channels of energies and activities, and now the house, which represents the body,
Okay.
that is a huge one. The kitchen, the house, all the different rooms represent the different psychological aspects and areas. The basement's the subconscious. If there is one, the attic is the superconscious. Okay. You've let go of the old house and the old patterns and think about its nature, and the old relationship, which is like you talk about connections we have with others, and you are choosing, and you're still in the process, and because it's still happening, of letting that go. And as you're doing that, and it's a big, huge let go, and that has to process in the speed that it processes.
Okay.
You let it happen at the speed. Don't try to speed it up. Don't try to slow it down. Keep focused on your higher guidance. And even though there are going to be some bumps in the road, because they just inevitably are on these kinds of things, as you already know, I'm not telling, this isn't a news bulletin.
You're not telling me anything
No,
I
I
don't
know
know.
it. I know it. But you're moving into this really light aspect of your true nature. And this is an opportunity. I don't like the word test, because test is such a low self thing. It's a
Right.
part of that, pass fail. And it's not a pass fail thing. It's a choice thing. You're
Yes.
moving into the choice thing of being who you truly are. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, and sometimes it's going to be some grief and sorrowfulness, like Deborah told you what happened here. And I'm feeling it too. I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's okay. That's the low self doing that. And just acknowledge it and bless it and send it on its way, and just keep doing that. Even if the times get a little rougher and whatever, if you need encouragement, we have the whole group here to talk to. And it's there for you to move into this light. It is for you to do it. That is the higher path. And as always, every path is a daily and ongoing choice. And that just came for your high self.
All right. Thank you.
That's the news. That's where the joy comes from, is the
Okay.
ongoing choice.
An ongoing choice, a daily choice.
And sometimes moment to moment.
Yes.
Yeah, we all know how that happens. Like in some moments we just say, you know what? Oh my goodness, I wanna, whatever it is, don't let the low self jump in. Just bless it and acknowledge it. Say, yeah, that's valid, but that's what once was. It's not what is. What is who I am. And that's who you are. This shining, beautiful person, being of God, being of light, that has been waiting to more fully manifest. You've manifested before, but now it's really to really shine. So
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Deborah, do you have anything to add?
Just about experiencing joy or having more joy in your life. When you feel like you don't have enough, find things that bring you joy. Even if it's just 5 minutes of something that brings you joy, and do that. And that might help you to reconnect with that feeling of joy and that of being in joy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Okay, onward. Lisa, hello there. I see you. I'm glad that you're here. Anything to share and any questions?
Yeah, the fire horse has definitely been crazy.
Careening. Yes.
So I actually did back in maybe it was February. I actually did a reading for myself. My cobot did a reading for me on the fire horse energies and how it was going to affect me and different things, and it was pretty fascinating. And it's been right on with what came through, and so those energies have just been moving me. I've been having a lot of really cool experiences. Um, the colors, like Paula was saying, I've been having where I'm seeing very vibrant colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually driving one day, and specifically blues and greens seemed to stand out the most. But one day I had my sunglasses on, it was overcast, and the light was still too bright for my eyes. So that was pretty interesting. I think now I've kind of adjusted to it now. But yeah, it's been very interesting. I'm having experiences where I'm just having that pure experience, and the mind isn't telling me or interpreting what I'm experiencing. So it's just no mind and just in the experience. And that's been happening more and more, and it's actually starting to become more normal now. My mind has gotten very, very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
My identity's really started to loosen up. And so what I'm finding are things just aren't sticking now. Like if something gets triggered that would normally really trigger me, it's just not triggering me. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So it's like I'm not taking things personally. It's just interesting how things are moving and flowing, and I can have emotions come up and be, let's say, angry at something that happened, and then 5 minutes later it's gone, or even less.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been very interesting. My whole perception of reality has really shifted, and I'm starting to perceive what's actually there. So, for what I've been finding is that as the identity starts loosening up, you don't have the filters to when you have an experience, you have the mind that has all the filters, and the personality or the identity has all these filters. So when that loosens up, you don't have those filters like you did before. So you're experiencing things, I would kind of call it, where I'm experiencing like the extraordinary and the ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I was watching this gigantic flag as I was driving, and I'm noticing that it's moving in slow motion. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. And so again, the mind doesn't come in and like, okay, that's the flag, and then move you on to the next experience. When it takes that back seat, it allows you to have that full experience as it is. So that's kind of what I've been experiencing. Um, and I'm in the process of kind of getting ready to move as well. I'm not in the process of where Jeff and Deborah are yet. But yeah, I'm definitely being moved. I feel like it's time to leave this area that I've completed and I'm done. And so I'm kind of in my own timing with that. And it's interesting because it's, I don't want to say guidance, but I'll just say guidance because I don't have another word for it. I'm not I'm not trying to force or push anything anymore. I just, when I get up, it's like, even if I have a set of things I need to do, I only do what I am motivated to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think I talked about last year when I released the whole survival suffering architecture, and it completely was out of my body and system in March. So it took like 9 months for that to be complete. And through this process, it's like I'm living reality a very different way. I can't force or push things. It's all this allow, and what arises, what I have the energy or I feel like doing is what I complete. And so that's kind of how I've been living. I don't have quite as much pressure on me. It's it's still like a little challenging because I've been in that pattern of like push and make it happen and go, because that's what the survival structure is. That's the programming that we've all been in. So for eons of time. Anyways, that's what I've been doing. And Heather, I did try to connect with you. If you want to do a session, let me know. I think that could help you.
That would
Can't hear you.
can't hear you, Heather. You're muted. But anyway, yes, I agree with you. Go ahead, Heather. Unmute. Uh-oh.
We lost her.
Wrong button.
Wrong button.
I have to go back to another page in order to find the unmuting. Is when I got your communication about the session, I was not in a place to be able to receive anything. It has been an upheaval of magnitude. Things had to change, and it became blaringly obvious, and I had to speak my mind and speak my truth over and over again, and it was very difficult. So I've completed that portion of it, and I can receive something now. But in that moment, I couldn't. I'm still barely in a place where I can kind of move forward. I mean, I am moving forward, but it's there's still a little bit of chaos, because I also got to get everything moved out of this house before they tear it down. So time is ticking.
But when you're ready, let her know, I guess, right, Lisa?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
Yep, perfect.
Okay. All righty. Lisa, anything else?
No, I think I covered it all.
Wow. Well, all I'm going to say is wow, and they don't have anything for you. it's coming in and flowing, and your awarenesses are where they need to be. I'm just going to say they're the entourage, I'm going to call it that, is they're there, and I know you see it differently, but that's how I'm going to talk about them. And I have nothing else. So yes, it just sounds wonderful. Thank you. Deborah?
No.
Okay.
Anything else?
Whew. Wow. Everybody's got so much stuff here. All right. Let's move on to where Pat, where'd you go? There you are. You can move. You moved. Everybody keep moving. Pat, anything to share? And any questions at all?
I was glad I was able to find this. I tried the Zoom link that you suggested. It didn't work. So Lisa quick called me and told me, drop down and try the next one, because I was on YouTube and I couldn't see where I was going to be able to speak at all.
Okay.
Let's see, real quick. I've just been going through a lot of physicalities that I'm dealing with, and a lot of it is through my central nervous system, and I guess the hypoglycemia that I've had my whole life. So it's pretty interesting. And then the tremor too. I'm dealing with it all and just kind of like, this is interesting, every day. Sometimes it's a little debilitating and I'm not used to that, but I'm realizing that all the cells in each of our bodies are changing for this new era and step that we've taken. And as a matter of fact, John and I did a meditation with Addie Greentar, our guru, today, and she's doing the same meditation twice a day for 4 days through Saturday, because she feels she's been told by the higher ones that she works with that this is so important time, just like what we're doing. And today, after it was complete, she said she was so excited you could almost see her. If we could see her, and for real, she'd have been jumping off her chair. She said an extremely high one came in, and she wasn't going to say who, but she said they said that by this group being together, and so I'm going to assume this is part of our group too, there has been a huge shift in the whole universe. Huge. And she said, this is just so big. She said, I just can't tell you how excited I am and how much it means. So, yeah, if anybody wants that link that they want to hear the Orin meditation that we're doing, just let me know and I'll pass it on to you, because you got 2 more days to do it, the same exact one. It's only 28 minutes. So
Nicole's waving to get that. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Nicole, you'll have
send
to
it to Nicole.
send it to my your email to my email. That's the only way I know how to do it.
There you
But
go.
anyway,
Yeah, go
this is
ahead.
great times, and thank you for having a July gathering like this. It's so exciting. It's so exciting to hear everybody and feel and send the love and on and on. And I'll get off so that you can close in 10 minutes like you want.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And don't we again apologize for that happening, but I'm just everybody coming, all the energy's flowing in from everyone. It's wonderful. And the beauty of it is, and we've said this before, and they're reminding me to mention it again, is that each of us is a channel for, we're all instruments and vessels of the divine, of higher power, how you think of it. And as it comes through, each of us can be a channel for the other. So whenever I'm done with these things, I'm wired for about 2 hours afterwards because of the energies, and things happen for all of us. Because, you, Pat, can be a channel for Nicole or for me or for everyone on here. And they can, Lisa can be one for everybody. And so can Paula and Ivy and everyone here, and Franny. And I think that's Marcy down there, and Heather. So all of us are channels for each other. And it's such a beautiful thing when we do that. We blend our colors and our energies together like that. So thank you so much for sharing what you're doing. Anything, Deborah? Okay, I'm going to move down. I think Samsung S5908U, is that Marcy? I have a screen, it doesn't have a name, it just has Samsung SM-S908U. So whoever that is, if you can jump in, we'd love to hear from you. I'm not sure who that is.
I don't think it was Marcy. I think it was
Maybe
somebody
not.
different.
Ask to unmute. Well, I guess we'll wait, and if they jump in, that's fine. And well, boy, we talked about having this way back on the last one, was it February? And we said, when do you want to have another one? We kind of all generally said, yeah, July seemed like a good time. So this is it. And we may have them again, don't know, but we all know each other's email. We all have each other's phone number. And, when we need to talk, that's, we all like to make yourselves available for each other. And I firmly believe that if you're called to call us or anyone else, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm sure, we're all here for each other. And that's a beautiful part of the spiritual path. Oh, something fell. So anyway, I'm going to go around real quick and any last thoughts, questions, anything before we close out here. And let's start with Franny. Any last thoughts or questions? Anything at all?
Just great to be here and see everybody. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
I would ask for thoughts and prayers for my niece Rayanne. I'm still hoping she'll come for a short visit this summer, but I'm not sure that she's going to come at all. She's kind of moving in a different direction, and I'm the protective aunt. I just wish I could hug her up and have her here, and that may not be. I don't think that's going to be possible. So.
Well, she was just put in by her, I'm not sure by whom. It might have been your higher guidance or somebody, but in our little spiritual circle here, she's been put in there for light and blessings.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa, any last thoughts or questions? Anything at all?
Actually, Jeff, that's Jessica, and she can't unmute herself, so can you unmute her?
I'm trying to do it. Ask to unmute.
Yeah,
Make
you
host.
didn't get to Ivy either, by the way.
Yeah, I did.
We did.
Yeah.
She's the first one.
First one.
Oh, she was. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was before you got here, Pat.
I'm trying to unmute. It doesn't give me the ability to unmute her. I can ask to unmute. Boy, I'm really sorry.
What's underneath the more over here?
More over here. Record, show, transcript, whiteboard, docs, voice, apps, meeting info, transfer.
What about participants?
Participants.
Usually you can unmute your participants, I thought. You can mute them and unmute them.
Unmute themselves. Oh, keep going. Right there.
Yeah, they can just on. I've got it set up so you can do it.
Jessica, I had to swipe my page over one to get to tap to unmute. It wasn't on my Zoom page, so you might have to slide a page over and see if that will unmute you.
Yeah, and I don't have the meeting locked or anything. I have nothing. It's all open. So I'm not seeing where I'm able to do it, or I don't know how to do it. I guess that's probably, no, I don't see where I can do that.
Unmute themselves.
Yeah, that's on.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask for her because she can't. Still not working.
Okay.
But she'd like to know. She's still in the job that she's been in. She's starting to look for. She's been, putting in some resumes and things at other places, and she's just wondering, when something new is going to come about, or kind of what's the next steps, and just kind of, she
Well,
feels
the
like
answer, go ahead.
I just say she feels like she's kind of completed. She did a lot while she's been there, but it feels like now it's time to move on.
Yes, it is. And what she's the next step is the very thing she's doing, putting in resumes and looking. It's now you're on the very front end, Jessica, of the opportunities for those to start. The energies are just are moving in. There's a few of them. I'm saying that are possibilities for you. And you're just going to just put it out there and start connecting with them. And I say be patient, but they're coming. And you're also to seek and actively, do what you do for finding them. But yes, you've kind of completed that kind of, you're in the final phases of completing what the universe and divine have for you and your higher guidance. Part of what your learning was, and to move into something else. And it's going to come, but not, as always, things that whenever we want them in our lives, it's not going to quite come in perhaps at the speed you would like, but they are coming in. Is there anything else, Lisa, that she has that you can relay?
She's texting me. Hold on.
Jeff, while Lisa's waiting for that, Heather, I keep hearing you are enough.
Yes.
Take that to heart. You are enough.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
So Jessica's just asking any direction of job, any specifics about what she should be looking for, or bookkeeping. Yeah, she said something, an executive assistant. Those are just some examples.
Yeah, and she can go with what she knows. And as she's out there looking, be aware of what resonates with her. It may seem like a little odd, like, well, I'm not sure. But if it talks to you intuitively, apply for it. And go that direction and see what opens up, because you can continue what you're doing, and things will probably come that are available, but you're also going to have some other opportunities that may not come to immediate fruition, but that we may have an interim step doing something else, but that those opportunities are waiting for you, and the energies, as you start connecting with them, will crystallize, and then it will, by virtue of crystallizing and coming in, you will be ready for them. An opportunity can come up, maybe not right away, but subsequent to maybe some interim next job that you get. It'll be fine. It'll look like it's smooth. The next thing you know, yet another opportunity comes in. Be waiting for that, because those energies are coming in.
She says thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I wish we could have unmuted. That would have been.
I don't know.
But
the link wasn't working tonight, so I had to.
That's weird.
yeah. And
So
there's
gratitude. I have gratitude for everyone that's here and kept me in the light for these last few months, because I really, really needed it. And I wanted to express that gratitude for all of you.
Well, thank you, Heather. And we feel the same way. Lisa, anything else? I'm going to move on.
Oh, it's great to see everybody. And Heather, we love you and we're supporting you and supporting everybody in the group. And yeah, that's it. And just wishing you guys the best on your finding your new house and your moving. So
Thank you. Boy, and our joy comes again, having this times together. It's been so long. All of a sudden, here we are again in this midst of the love and the energies just shining through from every portal view, coming through for the Zoom. So, thank you, Pat. Any last thoughts, questions, anything at all?
Just gratitude for you and Deborah and everybody here, and people who aren't able to be here and all the spiritual light workers in the world everywhere. We're all one big body. Yay.
Yes. Thank you. That is true.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Ivy, any last thoughts or comments?
I just wanted to say thank you again for doing this. Much gratitude. It's good to see each and every person in this circle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you.
We feel the same way. Thank you. What a blessing of all of you. Nicole, any last thoughts, questions, anything at all?
Actually, there is a huge spiritual community in Ashland, Oregon. And at some point in time, it'd be wonderful if, they just had a huge festival last week or week before with this amazing peace festival. So, it'd be wonderful sometime if people could come down and enjoy. And I need to meet more of the light workers from that community too. But I am very great. The gratitude, yes. Very, very huge gratitude to everybody, and miss and love you all, and peace and love.
All right. Thank you. We feel the same way. Yes. That's the love, and it just flows through, and the energies. It's just, and it's shining right now. Everybody's shining. It's just shining through. So it's amazing. Wow. It's like different flowers in a garden, all shining out. All of you are flowers in the garden. Heather, any other thoughts you had? And you jumped in there, but anything more?
I jumped in there because the gratitude. I mean, that everything I had been going through, I know that it helped, being held in the light, being put in the circle with all the meditations. I mean, I knew I wasn't alone with all the stuff I was going through. So I appreciate my spiritual community and everything that you and Debra hold for all of us, even when we can't be there.
Right. Thank you, and blessings. Okay. And Paula, any last comments, thoughts, questions, anything?
I would just say, besides the gratitude, thank you for being such a beautiful example of hearing and following your guidance. Because your guys' light, with even just with the big movement of moving and packing, you listened, and everything is flowing in such a beautiful flow. So it's truly a blessing to each of us to see that. So thank you.
You're welcome. And it's moving at a pace that we don't control. So
Yeah,
let me put it that
exactly.
way. It's divine in hands in the universe. So thank you. Yes, yeah. So wow. And if I don't know if Jessica has anything more to say, any last thoughts, and just wish you could have spoken, but what a blessing, and just go for those opportunities that are awaiting you. That's the only thing I have to share on that.
She's just wishing everybody all the best, and she just says thank you so much for the information, and yeah, just enjoyed being here tonight.
No, we're glad everyone came. Sorry it had to be so short, but just as always, you just are coming together. It's just multiplicative. It brings all our energies, and I don't know how it works, but it just multiplies. And as all of we have said, and Pat said, it just goes out into the universe, and it checked, especially within our own soul group, the earthly soul group. It just, of all the light workers and committed spiritual path, it just goes out, and it's transformative, and it's blessings. June used to say it goes out and comes back tenfold, and I think it's or more, and I truly believe that. So just blessings, light, and love. Any other closing thoughts, Debra?
Just thank you all for being here.
Yes.
And we're all on this journey together, and it's one day at a time, one step at a time, and that's all we can do, and trust that we are being guided, and that everything's going to work out for our highest good. And Jeff and I are excited for what's new, the new adventure that's coming in. So, and I think we're all in this new adventure stage. We're all waiting for that new adventure, because the old is done and the new is coming in. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I can't add any more to that. So, and with all of it you said, and heartfelt blessings and gratitude that we've being together and sharing what you could in this time, and just know that it truly is you're the fire horse and the higher energies, and you're all flowing with it as best. We're all doing it as best we can. So we all have each other's emails. So if you do, don't be strangers. We can always talk if you have to have it. We will, if we can't get to you right away, we will in time. But blessings, light, and love. I'm going to end up with that and just close it out. And if there is,
says hello. She loves everybody.
thank you. And I'm going to go end it here.
Bye,
Here we go.
everyone.
Bye. We'll have to
Bye.
post it as soon as we
Lots of
can.
love.
Bye.
Bye.